Culture Fest kind of takes the best of engagement scholarship and the best of a festival environment and brings those two things together.
With us being the Housing Authority, we've always worked on a minimal level with the University of Alabama. It's sort of been an untapped resource for us, and Brice sort of bridged that gap for us, and he really brought the University of Alabama and the Tuscaloosa Housing Authority together, and that's sort of how our partnership became.
Well, so what you do with Culture Fest is the thing that we're supposed to be doing in community building. You're empowering a space of people who are voiceless, and you're doing it in a way that allows them to celebrate who they are. Mm-hmm. It highlights the benefits of that community, and it draws attention to them, again, in a way that's, I hate to say it this way, but in a way that's not about disaster.
Brice Miller and Lauren Griffin are here to tell me about the 3rd annual Community Culture Fest. Guys, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely, our pleasure. All right, this is the 3rd time that you guys have put this show together, and it's been in a different part of Tuscaloosa County, it seems, every year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First year we started out on the west side of Tuscaloosa, McKenzie Court. Last year we were in downtown Northport, and now this year we've partnered with the Holt Community Partnership, and we'll be celebrating at Holt High School.
All right, and this is a day of different kinds of events, everything from getting your blood pressure checked, I think, to seeing a couple of special guests.
Yeah, we have some special guests. We have custom cars. We have jumpers and bouncers for the kids. We have over 50 community service providers that will be set up, providing demonstrations, etc. So almost something for everyone. And if those things are not enough to get the community to come out to celebrate with us, this year we'll be featuring Alabama native and American Idol Taylor Hicks as our featured artist, and we'll also be having a guest performance from Ruben Studdard.
Oh wow, so
we'll
Ruben's
have
going to come in?
Yeah, we'll have 2 American Idols here.
2 people that the folks at home, I'm sure, are very, very familiar with.
And you get to see them free.
There you go. I was about to add, that's the best thing about the whole deal, isn't it?
Everything is free. There'll be food provided, there'll be drinks. Buffalo Rock really helps us out and provides drinks. So everything is free. There's not a cost for anything. And this is something that's unique. You won't, I assure you won't find this anywhere else in the state of Alabama, probably outside of Alabama, where you have this much excitement, this much community, because it's all about community engagement and giving back to the community. And Lauren and her peers have really been working on some community beautification projects also out in Holt.
Let's talk a little bit about that. This is happening in Holt. What have you guys been up to?
We have, it's a class with Dr. Parker. It's a seminar called Positive Youth Development.
And that's here at the university,
yes,
correct?
Yes, sir. And we've been working with the kids at Holt. Dr. Parker's been teaching us to help mentor the kids and basically bring out their strengths, help show them that they can put, their hand into the community and help out. They wanted the Holt to look just awesome. There's this wall that it just looked like an eyesore, and they just really wanted to make it look good. They want Holt to just look awesome. So we've been working for the past 3 months to paint this giant wall, and they finally got it painted on Saturday, and now we're working on putting the letters out, and it's been an awesome job. There's some kids that are just so ecstatic about it, and it'll just make Holt just look amazing for the partnership.
It's a wonderful opportunity. You get to live and grow in Tuscaloosa and surrounding areas, and they get to come out and enjoy the entertainment, relax, bring their families, bring their blankets, bring their tents, and just have a good time.
This is such an innovative festival and important to back up and to be there in whatever way we can. And we also know that this is something that takes time to grow, that things like this that are so radical and innovative take time to, to light the fire and for the fire to grow. So I think that there is no doubt in my mind that, that this festival is sustainable, and if everybody hangs in there with it, it can do nothing but grow and be more and more of a positive force in our communities.
One of the things about Culture Fest, especially originally when I met Brice, was there's sort of a sense of skepticism. I didn't know Brice before this. We hadn't worked a whole lot with the university in the past, and here this guy is coming in saying, we want to help you guys out with your. Here's this grand idea that we have, that is Culture Fest, and we want to. We want to have some music entertainment value, and then we also want to have some social services on hand to provide to the community. We want to have some food. We want to have some fun activities for the kids. Well, we've had that before in Tuscaloosa, and it's never really amounted to anything. I mean, there's social work fairs, there's small concert events, fundraisers, things of that nature, but there's never anything. Especially when you dub it as Culture Fest, there's never anything that can live up to what in your own mind, what Culture Fest actually became. Like I said, when Brice Miller, when he originally mentioned we're gonna, Ruben Studdard is sort of the American Idol. He's from Birmingham. I feel like we can get him. I said, this guy. Okay. Well, you're gonna bring Ruben Studdard down here to Tuscaloosa for the the McKinsey, a public housing development grand opening, and he's hot right now. You know what I mean? He's a big star. It's not like just some washed out guy. I mean, that was again the time when he was at his peak. How are you going to be able to get him down here? And it was just sort of like, well, we'll see how that plays out. It's easy to go out here and get the local acts and maybe a regional act would have been a big deal to me. But to go out and get somebody like Ruben Studdard, I mean, it sort of brought the event to a whole nother level, and rather than have a few hundred people or maybe even a couple thousand people, I mean having 15,000-20,000 people show up in a public housing development. Now we're not just talking about people that would normally be on that side of town, we're talking about people from all sides of town. I think that your snake oil salesman skepticism went right out the window with all of that, and Brice Miller's the real deal.
When I first heard about Culture Fest and I saw that Taylor Hicks and Ruben Studdard were coming in my mind I kind of had a picture of something like a field day where there were fun and games, activities, arts and crafts, concessions, and music of different artists and different kinds of artists. But when I got out there, I realized that it wasn't just about having the fun time, it was also going into a community that sometimes gets overlooked by the larger community, and there was an emphasis on being there for these people and letting them know that someone does care and that we're coming in to help, not really take over, but be there to lend our support in any way that we can.
Culture Fest allows students to go into the community and not just host an event for the community to come to, but actually go into the community and host that event with them. It's much more of an immersion experience than just an event thrown by the university.
I think our students are really, I don't want to use the word sheltered, but they are a bit sheltered on campus. The university seems like this self-contained space. They come here, they're here for 4 years, and they know that the community exists only in so much as they need to be in it. Mm-hmm. So what I think Culture Fest does is that it forces them to see the complexity of the community that they live in, and the locations that are chosen are really helping them see how they as individuals can enact and interact with their community. So they're not separate from, let's say, Holt or Northport. Like, these are places where they can actually be doing work in the community, but in a way that seems more specifically about this as their community, as opposed to a community that they're visiting, which I think they feel.
Culture Fest allows a student to understand what the community is all about, to understand the culture of the community, to understand, you know, the difference in the Holt community and Northport community, and that there are neighborhoods, there are families. I think sometimes students forget that there is even a city around the campus because we get so engrossed in campus life and it keeps us so busy. And so Culture Fest allows students to interact with the community in a way that they don't have an opportunity to anywhere else.
Culture Fest is fun. You know, sometimes when we think about community service, you know, we're thinking about, you know, tutoring or mentoring and being engaged in the community in that way, and those things are really important. But with Culture Fest, it's something that is bringing something enjoyable into those communities, where there's music and there's food and there are vendors and things like that. And so I think the idea that it's something that's more really giving something, you know, back to the community that's in a fun way. So it kind of differs from traditional engagement methods that way.
I'm coming on here right now. I'm coming to shake your hand right now. I don't care if you say no or not. How you doing, man? Come on in. What's up, man? How you doing?
We just got done with a wonderful little festival here, and just wanted to show you something. This is probably the largest police escort that I've ever gotten. These are all my guys. Wait, guys. This is going to be pretty fun. So I'm hoping you enjoy it. Thanks to all the people that came out today and support your local communities, because it means a lot to folks.
Cultural experience of coming together, and you know, that's the reason why we're all here. So I'm excited to be here. So and we couldn't ask for better weather.
Okay, thank you very much.
Right.